If you've been waiting for real financial relief, if you've been struggling with rising costs, or if you're one of the millions of Americans depending on Social Security, SSI, SSDI, or VA benefits just to keep your head above water, then this is the one video you absolutely cannot miss. Because what President Trump just announced is something we have not seen in years, and I've spent hours going through every statement, every Truth Social post, every Oval Office remark, and every policy breakdown so I can explain this in the clearest, simplest way possible. Before we dive in, I need just a tiny favor, literally 2 seconds. Please hit that like button because when you do, it helps this video reach more seniors, more veterans, more disabled Americans, and more families who desperately need accurate information about these new tariff dividend payments. Now let's get straight into what happened and why this is causing shockwaves across the entire country. President Trump met with reporters inside the Oval Office and made a statement that instantly changed the conversation. He said that his administration will issue what he called a dividend payment of about $2,000 directly to middle-income and lower-income Americans, and the remaining money from tariffs would go toward lowering the national debt. This is a massive shift because just a few weeks ago, Trump, Bernie Moreno, and several Republican leaders were saying no payments, no checks, nothing. They insisted the priority was paying down the $37 trillion national debt, and they even blocked Senator Josh Hawley's $600 payment proposal. But now Trump has done a total U-turn and is saying checks first and debt second, which is the most serious and most direct attempt we've seen yet to return tariff revenue straight to the pockets of American taxpayers. This isn't a rumor. This isn't speculation. This is something Trump has now repeated multiple times, not only in his Oval Office remarks, but also in repeated Truth Social posts where he has clearly laid out his plan. In his first post, Trump wrote that all leftover tariff revenue after sending out the $2,000 payments would be used to significantly pay down the national debt. Then he posted again saying a dividend of at least $2,000 per person, and he emphasized at least will be paid to low and middle-income Americans using billions collected from tariffs. Those words, at least, and not including high-income people, tell us exactly what we need to know because they define the amount and define who qualifies. So now the big question everyone has is, who exactly qualifies for these payments? And the answer is actually very simple. When Trump previously supported Senator Hawley's American Worker Rebate Act, that bill used an income limit of $100,000 per year for individuals. That same framework is now being followed for Trump's $2,000 plan. So if your total yearly income is $100,000 or less, you fall directly into the low and middle income category that Trump is targeting. It doesn't matter if your income comes from working a job, receiving Social Security, disability income, or VA benefits. If your income is under $100,000, you qualify. And let me speak directly to the groups that have been flooding the comments asking whether they're included. Yes, Social Security recipients qualify because your Social Security income is counted as income. Yes, SSI recipients qualify because supplemental security income is also counted. Yes, SSDI recipients qualify because disability income is part of your total income. Yes, veterans receiving VA disability, VA pension, or VA survivor benefits qualify because all of that counts as income under the threshold. Yes, railroad retirement recipients qualify, whether you're getting retirement benefits, disability benefits, or survivor benefits. Yes, spousal and survivor beneficiaries qualify. And yes, working families making under $100,000 qualify. If you've lost your job and your income is lower, that actually helps you qualify even more easily. This is designed for low and middle-income Americans, and that includes pretty much everyone who has been hit hardest by inflation. Now let's talk about what makes this proposal different from everything that was discussed before. First, the amount. We went from talking about $600 to now $2,000, and Trump's own post suggests it could be even more because he used the phrase "at least." Second, the priority has changed. Instead of paying down national debt first, Trump is saying Americans get payments first and debt reduction happens afterward. Third, the level of certainty is far stronger now because Trump has made repeated public statements and multiple Truth Social posts confirming the plan. Fourth, there is real momentum. Enough momentum that this is now being treated as a serious policy push rather than a campaign talking point. But as always, We need to be honest about what we know and what we don't know. What we know is Trump has confirmed the $2,000 amount publicly. He has defined eligibility as Americans earning under $100,000. He has directly included Social Security, SSI, SSDI, VA, and railroad retirement beneficiaries. What we don't know yet is the exact payment date, how the IRS will structure the rollout, whether dependent children will receive additional payments, and how quickly Congress will move to authorize these funds. So yes, this is real momentum, but we still need patience. The most important thing you can do right now is prepare yourself so you don't miss a payment when they come. First, even if your only income is Social Security or disability, you must file your 2024 tax return because this is how the IRS confirms your eligibility and your payment details. Second, make sure your address is updated with both the IRS and the Social Security Administration. Third, set up direct deposit if you haven't already because this is by far the fastest way to receive payments. Fourth, calculate your income so you know exactly where you stand under the $100,000 limit. Fifth, stay informed and watch for updates because every time a bill moves, every time Trump posts a new statement, or every time we get new IRS guidance, I will cover it immediately. And most importantly, protect yourself from scammers because fake callers, fake websites, and fake emails always show up the moment stimulus payments are mentioned. Remember, the government will never call asking for your bank details. Nobody will ask for payment to release your stimulus funds, and you don't have to apply anywhere. If you qualify, the payment will come automatically. Before we move forward, I want to ask you something important. Do you support Trump's proposal for $2,000 tariff dividend checks for low and middle-income Americans, especially those making under $100,000 per year? If you do, type "I support $2,000 checks" in the comments because your voice matters far more than people realize. These comments show how much public support exists behind this plan, and support influences action. Now let me explain who benefits most from this proposal. And I'm going to be brutally honest. This is life-changing money for millions of people. Seniors on Social Security who are watching inflation slowly eat away their monthly checks desperately need relief. Disabled Americans facing medical bills insurance doesn't cover need breathing room. Working families living paycheck to paycheck need help catching up on rent, gas, groceries, utilities, and everyday essentials. Veterans who served their country and are now struggling to stay afloat absolutely deserve this support. Single parents raising kids on one income could use $2,000 to finally fix the car, pay the bills, or buy necessities they've been putting off. This isn't about politics. This is about survival. For many Americans, inflation has made life unrecognizable. Prices have gone up on almost everything, from groceries to rent to electricity to medical care. And relief like this can provide real stability. Trump also posted something important where he said the U.S. economy is strong, tariffs are bringing in billions, and the country can both pay down the debt and send out these dividend checks. Whether you agree or disagree with his economic assessment, what matters is the logic behind his proposal. The goal is simple. Tariff revenue from foreign countries gets collected, distributed to American citizens in the form of a dividend payment, and whatever remains goes toward reducing national debt. In Trump's words, this treats Americans like shareholders of their own country, meaning that when money comes in from tariffs, it should go to the everyday people who make this country run. So here is exactly where we are today. Trump has announced $2,000 tariff dividend checks. The income limit is under $100,000. All Social Security, SSI, SSDI, VA, and railroad beneficiaries fall under the eligible group. Multiple public statements confirm this is real and serious. But there is no official payment date yet, and Congress and the IRS still need to take action. This is moving forward, but with caution and patience. The number one thing you must not do right now is make financial decisions assuming the check arrives next week. Don't spend money you don't have. Don't fall for scams. Don't rely on rumors. And don't put yourself at risk by assuming a timeline that doesn't exist yet. I will track this story every day, and you will know the moment anything changes, whether it's a vote, a bill introduction, a signing ceremony, or the official payment schedule. If you found this breakdown helpful, please hit subscribe and turn on notifications because a large number of viewers told me they're not getting alerts when new videos drop. If that's happening to you, Double check that the bell icon is set to all. And if you have questions, please leave them in the comments. I read every single one, and I'll answer as many as I possibly can. You're not alone in this, and I will continue doing everything I can to help you understand these changes, protect yourself, and stay ahead of every update. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video very soon.